All right, continuation. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone rule well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into that language. All right, let's continue on to what we were doing. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's continue on with our video. I guess you can't half the screen, otherwise it cuts the recording. So here we go.
So I have a lot of thoughts on this, and they're complicated because as a conservative student, right, this is exactly what corporate America does to us. There were so many kids when I was in school who were afraid to be in college Republicans pictures because they were afraid that a future employer would one day see it and then discriminate against them. So I'm hesitant to support doxing these students, but I will say that if these CEOs really wanted to help the students, they would be going after the universities who are the ones that are teaching them to behave in this way, to put out these Marxist-inspired statements in support of the Palestinians. This is exactly what they've been taught to do in school. And so they wanted to do anything, really. These CEOs would, instead of sending blind checks to the universities, they would say, we're gonna use the power of the purse to demand that these schools stop hiring exclusively Marxist professors and they stop establishing fake fields of study like CRT, which
Oh, look at that. A fake field of study. Critical race uh, theory is a fake field of study. So, what critical race theory actually is, shout out to Elder Malcolm, is critical race historical facts. It's this devil being called out in any shape, form, or fashion that they get called out. Now, so that is a fake degree. That is for lack of a better term, fake news. And in the opening thing, he called the kids dumb. He called these Harvard children, which is an Ivy League school, he said they're dumb. You see the attack and the dehumanization on somebody who is able to think objectively. You're dumb if you think objectively. And she's gonna go on to say that we, instead of writing a blind check, they need to pull the money. If you're going to basically teach people how to think for themselves and to look objectively, then you need to stop giving them money. Now, what uh, we did anything about the prophecies in the latter days say that the people of the Lord will be able to do that, would have control of anything? Let me see. He shall be the head. I know it's in Deuteronomy. Uh,
is where all of this is coming from.
Gave a great answer when it came to what's happening in the schools. I want you to take a step back and answer what is happening in these families, because I think that's a broader issue. College students in the United States of America, merely 22 years removed from 9/11, siding with terrorists in this conflict.
Yeah, it's so I actually don't think that it is a familial issue. I really do think that it is the fault of the universities and the indoctrination machines, right? I'm upset at the student statements for two reasons. One of them is that they claim to be in support of the Palestinians, but just like you said, nowhere do they condemn the actions of Hamas, which have unleashed hell on many innocent Palestinians. This is a terrorist group that should be really easy for the students to condemn, and they have it. And the other problem is that they're using this anti-colonialist Marxist language to simply equate the Palestinians with BLM or with indigenous rights. This is all coming from the schools. They get Marxist-inspired classes. We have Marxist-inspired departments where they learn that everyone on earth can be split into two groups, oppressed and oppressor. And because they view the Palestinians as the oppressed, right, they excuse all kinds of violence in the name of righting that inequity. This is textbook Marxist behavior. This is coming from the universities. It's not coming from normal American families. And I think that if the CEOs really wanted to do something about it, they would use the power of the purse to make real change within the university systems.
Quick follow-up on what you just said. You mentioned Marxism. Do you believe that this is all part of a concerted effort by people who want to bring down America to rip away and attack our Judeo-Christian values that formed this nation? 20 seconds to you, Evita.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the whole purpose of Marxism in general, right? This is a godless ideology. This is an ideology that wants to rip Western civilization and Christian values away from this country. That is the purpose of it. And if we're going to stop it, right, because the university system spread their poison into all aspects of American life, we have to address the universities and the indoctrination machines that they have become.
I also love the fact that these children who've never had any consequences for any of their actions, when they're first presented with the consequence, they fold like a lawn chair, and that's what these Harvard students did. Evita Duffy Alfonso, thank you for your insight. We appreciate it.
What do we know about the leaflets that the Israeli Defense Forces are dropping in Gaza? Are they telling people to get out?
Yeah, so there's two things going on here. One is, as you know, there's no electricity, there's no internet. There's a very sketchy internet. If you have power to be able to power up the internet, so communications are largely down in Gaza now for two reasons. One is for real humanitarian reasons, to warn people that there's bombing coming. This isn't about the ground incursion. This is about the air raids and the missiles coming in from the sea, to warn people in those areas, and in response to the fact that Hamas had said that if you fire on anybody's home without warning, they'll kill one hostage for every home that is hit. It is believed that there are leaflets dropped by Israeli jets into particular areas, written in Arabic, which are warning people that there is going to be an attack on the area and that they should try and get out. Right now, about 300,000 people are outside of their homes. In some cases, it's because their homes have been hit or have been bombed. In other cases, it's because they're getting out in preparation or in anticipation of their places getting bombed or the ground offensive. But these leaflets in particular are warnings about incoming missiles, not about the ground invasion. Obviously, that's a very different story given the size of Gaza, the very small size of it. If the ground invasion comes in, I'm not sure how much use leaflets are going to be because there's a limited amount of space. And right now, those people cannot get anywhere. As you saw, Secretary Blinken was asked about that, about a humanitarian corridor or things to do. His answer was quite indistinct. He said, we're working on that to prevent a humanitarian catastrophe, but there's one unfolding behind us right now, Andrea.
And just very briefly, there's no place they can go for many of them. There's no exit. The Rafah